Welcome back once again, everybody, to the channel. Today we have a 2023 Yukon Denali Ultimate. Let's take a look at it. Alright, starting off with the front, as always, you can see it has these really nice daytime running LEDs, which I love, and then we also have the blacked out GMC logo. Usually it's red, but this time we've got the blacked out one with some nice Vader chrome all along the side there. You know, if Darth Vader were to have a car, I think this would be the one. We've also got a whole bunch of sensors here in the front as well as some nice fog lights, and it's just a really big front end, and I love the fact that it's all blacked out. This is definitely the way to go for this $117,000 car. All right, before we move on to the rest, let's talk about what powers this absolutely huge car. It's a 6.2 liter Ecotec V8 engine that does 420 horsepower, 460 pound-feet of torque, which is actually not that bad. Alright, so taking a look now at the side profile, you can see how absolutely massive. It's funny how they didn't include the actual chrome on the side here, but you have 22-inch rims there, which are absolutely massive. They look nice, stationary, nice and classy, right? I think the whole deal with the Yukon Denali Ultimate is to be way more subtle than the Escalade, and I really think from this side profile, it does achieve that. It's a big car, it's a luxurious car, but you may not necessarily know that unless you know your stuff about GM products. We can also see there at the bottom that there is no step. It's because when we open, like you'll see later, the step can actually pull out, which is very nice. It's all nice and hidden, and maybe does a little bit for the aerodynamics too. So now taking a look at the back of the GMC Yukon Denali Ultimate, we have nice GMC badging, more Vader chrome, Yukon and the Denali badge, a quad tip exhaust. It's not a very loud system at all. It's meant to be subtle though. And then the thing I like, you got a massive windscreen here in the back, but then you can see that the rear wiper is tucked up underneath exactly where it should be. This will not get piled down by snow or anything like that. Then we have some rear view cameras there, one for the 360, one for the digital mirror. Very nice. And then let's take a look at the trunk. Let me pop the trunk open here. Of course, it's automatic, $120,000. You absolutely need that to happen. So we have plenty of trunk space just for the general use. If you fold down that third row there, you'll have so much room. It is automatic. The third row will go down and come back up. The second row, though, won't. It will go down automatically. You'll just have to bring it back up. There's some nice little chrome on the bottom that has the GMC logo that kind of protects things. If you're sliding things in and out, it'll protect the plastic, which I really like that nice little touch that GM has done. With all that good stuff being said, let's hop into the interior. Let's check it out. All right. Okay, so let's hop in the front of the big boy Yukon Denali. Nice little step that folds right out for me, so no problem. And you can see the Bose sound there. And then we are inside the main part. Honestly, the fun part. I know that the back seat's going to be very nice, but the funnest part for me in any car is the driver's seat. Nice Denali trim, not GMC, it's the Denali, because this is the Denali Ultimate, and you want to know. The steering wheel, I thought it would be thicker. I don't know why. I expected it to be much thicker than it is, but it's got like this nice two-tone color to it. Love it. It's good for what you need it for, and driving this monster, it does it well. Then just in the back of the steering wheel, I have a completely all-digital gauge cluster. That's kind of something that I've noticed is maybe a little bit borrowed from the Escalade. I know that in years past, it was a little bit of, manual and digital, or, it was a good mix, but now they've kind of brought that down from the Escalade into the GMC Yukon, and now it's all digital, and I can have different things like drive summary, trip 1, trip 2, timer, don't know why you would need that, tire pressure, obviously fuel economy, which we'll talk about during the driving, oil life, which is at 47%, getting a little bit low here with the press car, but it even has your brake pad life. To me, brake pad life is something really good, because here in Quebec, roads are terrible, ruins your brake, so it's good to know that. Air filter life as well, just a whole bunch of different stuff, and you can customize this thing, have different layouts for it. So overall, very good. I like the design of it very much. Moving over to our left-hand side here, we have a whole bunch of buttons. We have some buttons here for my heads-up display, the brightness, the location. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but it is right there, and it's giving me like a whole bunch of different type, like speed limit, the speed that I'm going, what drive mode I'm in, all that stuff, and whether or not I have lane keep assist on or off. Also on the left-hand side, I have parking sensors, lane keep assist on or off, hill descent, climb, traction control off, and my 360 camera button. Then I have these like knobs, and you get confused between the light knob and the actual knob for, you know, changing drive modes and changing the ride height as well. This does have a good transfer case in it. It's got 4 high, 2 low, and 4 low as well, which is nice. And you also have an automatic. I usually keep it on automatic. Then you have some trailer controls there as well. Very nice. And you can see on the door panel here, it's just this nice exposed real wood. You know, you've paid a whole bunch of money for this car. Real wood is the way to go. And this nice like brown, like baseball glove-esque leather. I love it. I'm absolutely in love with this interior. Let's move a little bit to the right now, where we have the gear selector. It's all like these finger things like we saw in the terrain. If you saw my terrain video, it's very similar, except the terrains were down here. This is more convenient, a little bit up here. Push and pull these buttons to get going. Then we got like a really nice and big, and it's built right into the whole console, a 10.2 inch display that has Google built in. Google Maps is native, so you don't even need Apple CarPlay. It does, however, have wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto, or wired, whatever you want to do. It has that. And it's really smooth, really responsive. I use CarPlay most of the time, so you won't find me using the Maps feature very much. So moving just a little bit lower, we have more piano black, which is unfortunate, but we also have some really nice high quality controls here. And you know, they're all matte black. They're not going to get dirty. The buttons themselves, but the surrounding, if you're going to fingerprint it up, it's already fingerprinted up, you know. But you all have dual zone automatic climate control, heated seats, heated steering. You can control the rear climate from here. You can also control it from your big infotainment screen too if you want. Then we have this nice, more real wood. It feels so nice to touch. It also opens up where you can push this back and you have your wireless charger there, very effective. Then you pull this back and you have cup holders. I, however, love to drive just like that because it's very clean. And then we get on to the storage capacity for the front seats here. You got some room here. This box, I thought it was like trailer controls, but there's actually headsets for the rear screens, which is very nice. And so you can have a little bit of storage there and then some hidden magic. I can press this button up here next to the trunk control, and look at that, hold that back button, and this thing slides back. So it's gonna maybe encroach on your passengers just a little bit, but it'll give them cup holder access, which is nice. Also, this cup holder place feels cheap for some reason. This hole here is all very nice, high quality, nice stuff, and then this feels cheap. Don't know why. But anyways, you can actually put stuff here. You obviously can't put stuff here and then close it. You'll crush whatever's here, or I don't even think the motor would come forwards. You can put some stuff here, encroach on your passengers just a little bit, have this extra storage, but there's also a little drawer here if you want to put, like, I don't know, insurance papers, wallet, whatever, maybe different cards, some stuff. You can put it in there and close it, and then you can push this button here and it's going to zip it right back up. That's kind of my favorite feature. I don't know why. Moving things inside the car is very impressive to me. So GM, you've done a great job there. Moving over to kind of like the seating area, you can see we have Bose surround sound type system that's like, you know, it doesn't add very much, I'll be completely honest with you, but it is a cool feature, and for the price, I would expect them to have something cool like this. Then you have ultimate trim in the seats. It's got the coordinations for the Denali Mountains and the Denali Mountains kind of engraved into the seat. Again, this really nice white and brown trim with the baseball glove leather. I love it. Oh, I love it. Oh, it's so good. Oh, it's so nice. Then also over here with the passenger, no, they don't get a screen, but they get to look at the nice etching of real wood again and the Denali Mountains, which is so nice. So overall, a very nice place to spend time. The only place I'll be spending time this week, and I couldn't be more happy about it. Let's take a look. If, say, you're the passenger in the Yukon Denali, let's take a look back there and see what that life is like. All right, hopping in to the back of the Yukon Denali. Of course, the step comes out automatically. Why would it not? This is luxury at its finest. Let's hop in here. Oh, yeah. Super simple and just comfort right away. You're greeted, I don't know if you can see me in here like this, but you are greeted by a nice screen that I can turn on. You got to tap it a few times and it will come to life. Come on. Let me get you. Come here. I don't know if I turned it off or what. Let's go. There it is. Now it's awake. Okay. So you can't really do much. I know I've seen some of the states have like built-in Netflix and Hulu. Here in Canada, unfortunately, I'm here to tell you, we don't have built-in Hulu. We don't have built-in anything. We have to plug our own stuff in. But you can, and the fact that this is a feature and an option to me is pretty sweet. I got so much leg room here. You know, these seats are very, very comfortable. I got a little bit of storage here. And then I have climate control, heated seats. You got your HDMI input down there, USB-C input here as well. My only gripe with the back is like, yeah, it's super comfortable. Again, it continues that nice exposed wood that I love. Oh my God, these seats are just like, ooh, I don't know. I have the Escalade next week, so we'll see. But they've done such a good job with this interior. I'm obsessed with it. This is my favorite interior. Call me an old head, call me whatever. This is nice. My only gripe with it is the fact that the sunroof stops right here. Like, it's a really big sunroof, really nice if you're sitting here, but if we move back to the third row, which I will in a minute, then you're kind of like just blacked out. There's no more light coming into the car, and that's a little bit unfortunate. But speaking of the third row, let me go back there. I don't even have to like do anything. I could just get up from my seat because these are two captain chairs, and look at this, I'm in the third row. And even like this, I mean, you know, I could do this and, you know, it's probably not the safest thing to do, but you can do it. So there you go. But if I wanted to, I could slide over here, just like this. And I still have room. Would I want to do it for 3 hours? Probably not. Could I? Absolutely. Now, with that being said, I'm going to take this thing for a test drive. Let's go. All right, so here we go in the 2023 Yukon Denali Ultimate. The very nice all blacked out car that I have been driving for half the week now. It's only middle of the week, so I'm doing very early impressions this week, but I think I have enough, my goodness, as we speak. I think I have enough to tell you exactly my thoughts on this car. Overall comfort, not going to be an issue. But again, this car is worth about $113,000 as tested. So the one I have, that's the sticker price. If you want this guy, you gotta have deep pockets, and if you do have that deep pockets, let me know in the comments what you do and how you do it, because that's incredible. And congratulations, because for me, I think I'd have to take out another mortgage just to be able to afford this thing. But the good thing about my situation, and thanks to you guys, I am in this situation, I can kind of drive these cars for a week and get it out of my system, and then go back to real life in my little dinky toy car. But anyways, it makes any car feel way less luxurious, obviously, because I have so many features in here, so many systems. The sound system, like I said, is Bose. It's very good. I do have my lane keep assist on, as you can see, and the seat vibrates when you go out of the lane, but there was somebody in my lane and it doesn't account for that. So there you go. But your seat will vibrate if you're kind of coming and you're going to hit somebody. If it thinks you're going to hit somebody or you go too far to your lane, your seat vibrates, just like you saw if you watched my video on the GMC Terrain Denali. But much like the Wagoneer that you saw last week, this has air suspension and adjustable ride height as well. So that makes any bumps and bruises on the road feel like nothing. Also, it's good to be said that the road noise is incredible. Like, there's hardly any going 120 on the highway. I'm talking to people on my phone, and sometimes they're like, I can't hear you, the road's too loud. That's what happens in my car. And this one, they're like, are you driving? And I tell them, yeah, I'm driving it, and everybody's like, my God, I can't hear the road noise at all. So that just tells me that GM has done an excellent job at noise isolation in here. I can barely hear the tires. It's almost like EV quality. It's crazy. I also, like I said in the interior tour, I just love the interior. It's nice that when you're driving a car, you're comfortable and you can look around, and there's just all this nice wood to look at and appreciate. Maybe I'm a weirdo, you can call me a tree hugger, that's fine, but I like the exposed wood. You know, it's like maybe the environmentalists will not be so happy because we put wood in a car instead of leaving it in an environment. But I'll tell you this, I'm happy that it's in the car. I love it. It's so nice. It feels so nice to touch, very nice to look at. What can I say? This is maybe one of those cars that probably I could see a lot of people preferring to be driven in than drive, but I don't know. If I was to buy this car, I would have such a great time driving it. It's just so easy. The steering is, you know, it's light, it's dead, it's not meant to be sporty, and you don't care. It's one of those vehicles that you don't care how long it takes you to get there. You're just comfortable. You're jamming out to the music because you can really crank it in here. and you're just having an overall great time. So if I shift my car into sport, you got to make sure that you're using the knobs and not the light controls. I've done that a few times. Shift the car into sport. If I pump my brakes a little bit, there is some cars coming. I film these in midday or at the end of the day in traffic. There's not a lot I can do here, but I will stop as much as I can, and then I will absolutely punch it. Let's go. Full power. Woo! That's so fast. Okay, here we go. Go, 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 go. And that's 100. And I feel like I'm looking at the sky 90% of the time. That V8 can go. I think I've burned about $80 of gas doing that, so you're welcome. You know, it was worth it though. So this is what I've been thinking. You know, when I think of the speed of this car, when I think about going fast in a truck this big, while I'm talking about that, let me put this back in normal mode. I do not want to burn away money, but you know, I always wish that you guys could have the feeling that I have when I accelerate these cars. Well, I can kind of give you an analogy for the GMC Yukon. You know, going fast in this car is the equivalent to running down the street as fast as you can while simultaneously burning a $50 bill. If you do that, you've basically gone fast in a Yukon, because the fuel economy in this thing is not good. You know, I have been driving for about 180 kilometers and I'm at 16.4. Almost exactly on par with the Wagoneer. And I didn't think that would happen. I thought GMC would be better than Jeep in that category, but it turns out these V8s just take what they take, and if you don't like it, you can shove it. And although, like I said, the accelerating in this car is the equivalent to just straight up running and burning money, it is still fun to do. It is still fun. It is still fun that, you know, they make trucks still with this type of horsepower. You know, the days where the exhaust screams and you go really fast are you know, numbered, because the EVs are coming in, and some people don't like that, but that is the case. So the fact that GMC is still able to do this for us, at least for the time being, is nice, and I'll take it despite the money. The brakes are also very good, very responsive. You know, in driving in Quebec, I have to brake hard quite a bit because people on these Quebec roads are absolutely ruthless. They turn now, and good luck literally anyone else in their way. So I brake test every single one of these cars without even needing to actually do a brake test. People will just cut right in front of you like it's nobody's business here. And I'm happy to say that if you have a GMC Yukon Denali in Quebec, or really in Ontario, Canada, pretty much anywhere, you slam on these brakes, they're gonna work, and they're gonna stop, not on a dime, this thing's a bus, but they're gonna stop pretty well. So let's get into some final thoughts for the GMC Yukon Denali Ultimate. I'm glad I still have a couple days left with this car. I actually have a road trip coming up with this car, and it's not going to be an issue at all, because I think road tripping is what this car does best. Also, towing things. You know, you're not going to bring this car to the track, but you will use this car to bring your very expensive, possibly Ferrari, to the track. So technically this car will go to the track, but not be on the track. You know what I mean? This car, I do feel like, is for like the people who don't want to flash, because, you know, the next level up from this is an Escalade, and, you know, you can get an Escalade, that's cool, but some people don't want to be flashy like that. Some people just want the really nice interior, really comfortable, super good looking interior, but maybe like a little bit more of a boring exterior, and that's fine. You know, you don't want the employees of your company to think you're a multi-trillionaire and, you know, you're robbing them of all this cash and life force, and you're out here just enjoying the crap out of it. So that makes sense to be kind of undercover. I've read and I've seen that point made quite a bit, and I tend to agree with that. But the other thing that this car would do well is bring things around. Like I said, whether you're towing your track toy to the track, or you're towing your jet skis in the summer to the boat launch, whatever it may be, this car is equipped to do it, and to do it while making you super comfortable. It's got like the massage seats. I haven't really mentioned it at the beginning or anything because I don't actually use that. I find it very distracting, but your passenger can get it too if you want that. So, you know, it's not in the rear, unfortunately. I think that's where it should be though, because sometimes people like to be driven, and you should be able to get a massage back there. So GMC, that one's for free. You can add that in the back and people will love you for it, I think. You know, but it's just things like that. It's a people mover, a road trip you know, this is just a master class so far of what a luxury 3-row SUV should be. I think the GMC have absolutely nailed it. You know, they have such a good platform to improve on, but I don't know how they can make this much better. I mean, unless they adapt it to be future proof, and although people don't like it when I say I want an EV, if they adapt this thing to be an EV or EV like, it will kill the game again, because they've nailed the interior quality, they've nailed the driving quality, they've nailed the noise isolation, they've nailed the sound quality. It's not my number one. Lincoln still beats that, but overall, you know, move things around, move people around, move yourself around. Although there's not much point in buying a $113,000 huge ass monster truck for just yourself. I think you need a little bit more of a purpose than that. But I'm sure that if you are in the market and you are watching this video, you have more of a purpose than that. And if you don't, more power to you, sir, because holy, you done something right in your life, and you took a left when I took a right, and you should have taken me with you. So that's all I'll say for today for the GMC Yukon Denali. Make sure you subscribe. Let me know what you think. Are you in the market for a Yukon Denali, or just, you know, maybe the Yukon or other trims like that? Let me know if I missed anything. Let me know if I should mention something, and you can mention in the comments so that other people can read it, and we can have a great old discussion like I like to do with my viewers. So let me know what you think. Hopefully I've helped you make a decision. Hopefully I've informed you enough about maybe some of the other features, or just how it is to spend a couple of days with one of these vehicles. And with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. I'm going to park up the vehicle and take this old thing off my head. And I will see you guys in the next video. Stay tuned, because the Escalade's on its way. See you next time.